Boys, most modern men are losers, and the male competition is lacking nowadays because people think that the world's got harder. But what I like to think is men have got softer, and we need to change that as a whole. And that's exactly what my channel is about in terms of self improvement, building muscle, building that physique, and having that standard. So let me tell you why. Most men nowadays live a reactive life. Dopamine scrolling through their phone, they struggle to focus, they struggle to do anything hard nowadays because the world is so convenient. And the thing is, I know this firsthand because I've fallen in this trap many times. So even though I look about 12, I'm actually 27. And this whole point of this video is what I want to say to my younger self and to people that are coming up to the age of 30 plus, because I truly believe that we are coming into our prime years, your late 20s, 30s, and then 40s. And if you do things correctly, they are your prime years. And that male advantage is what separates you from just being average. Because being honest, I do not want to be an average guy. And if you're watching this channel, you shouldn't be either. Because the bar is set so low nowadays and it's so easy just to be comfortable and average. But don't know about you, why would I want to live an average life? Why would I not want to be ambitious and succeed with everything to my highest potential? Because that's exactly the standard I live by. If you do the basics right, train hard, eat a whole foods diet, read, work on self-improvement, be consistent, do that across 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years period like I've done, and you're in the like 5%, 10% of men at the top, which is mental to say. And the bar is set so low to do that. So what even is the male advantage? The male advantage is momentum, because women are born with a sense of worth, but men, they don't get that. They have to earn their worth through leverage, whether that's money, status, physique, kind of what they can bring to the table. And that is tough, but that is the raw reality. If you're a guy and you have no worth, then you're going to date the less attractive females. You're not going to bring anything to the table. You're not going to be the most successful guy, and potentially you're going to have less options in life. Because the male advantage, as he gets older, you want to be able to have as many options as possible within everything you do. Whether that's females, whether that's status, whether that's being successful, your physique, everything is downstream from those male advantage years. But don't get it twisted. This is not genetic. You're not born with this. It's not some kind of like Chad-like guy that's going to be advantaged over like other people. It's putting in the graft, putting in the hard work across 5, 10, 15 years of self-improvement, training hard, eating clean, grafting in the trenches when you don't see anything, any kind of success for 5 years. That is what it takes, like eating shit, which most people don't want to do nowadays. And that's why as you get older, the male advantage is disappearing. The competition is disappearing because most guys aren't doing that nowadays. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because the gap from people that are not putting the work in and then people like me is just getting bigger and bigger. And that's something that I realized between my mates as I come into my late 20s, coming into 30s. The gap is getting bigger and bigger. The people that are just going out partying all the time, that are settling in relationships because they can't get that girl they actually wanted, that are just settling in general because they have no standards. That gap is getting bigger and bigger. And my just biggest tip for you guys, just make sure you have that standard for yourself of working towards your male advantage years, because you can separate yourself and be that successful masculine man that you want to be. Because like I said before, there's no kind of ambition for just being average. And the tough thing is, the grind doesn't reward you instantly. It's delayed gratification. It takes years to get to a point like you really want to get to, because I'm not even at the point where I feel like I'm truly successful yet, because I'm still working there. But I know I'm going to get there because I'm deluded. I've got the momentum, and I just need to continue pushing with my business, with my physique, with the way I eat, and everything will get to that point because I'm ready to put the work in, and you need to do the same. The male competition is lacking nowadays, and it's painfully easy to be above average. Literally, all you need to do is train, eat a whole foods diet, track your macros, eat enough protein, read, focus on self-development, get your steps in, listen to podcasts. These little things which you may think, oh, that is a lot. In reality, it's not. That can separate you from the bar here to being above average and that guy of kind of work towards where you want to be at the end of your late 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and actually separating yourself from the crowd, because why would you like to be like everyone else? This competition used to forge respect, resilience, and most modern men nowadays, they just avoid failure because it's uncomfortable. But you don't want to just compete against other people. The main guy that you want to compete against is the one in the mirror, yourself, because you want to be beating your own potential from the previous year, from the previous month, and always bettering yourself every single day, because that's the only guy that you really need to compete against about being better. Sharpening your edge with your business, with your physique, and actually being more disciplined throughout life. That is what's going to separate you and getting above average where we want to be. It always goes back to this quote: if you don't challenge yourself, life will. And trust me, it hurts more when it does. You may be thinking, James, where do I even start with anything? And the main thing is, you don't necessarily need more time. You need a better system, and you need structure around all of these different things, because structure gives direction when motivation dies. Because it's not easy to be that guy that you want to be in terms of waking up early to go to the gym before work, grafting and seeing nothing in your business for years upon end and wanting to give up, reading self-development books, putting everything into practice, going up to females that you want to chat to, etc. All these things are hard, and hence why nobody wants to do it, because you're going to fail along the way. But it's all about focusing on that long-term growth. Discipline is masculine order. It's what turns chaos into direction and progress. So for example, look at your habits, look at your nutrition. Do you need to clean up your diet? Are you just eating loads of rubbish? Are your habits you're just snoozing your alarm every day? You don't wake up early, you don't journal, you don't read, you're doing nothing to fill up your own cup, and you wonder why you feel terrible all the time. So focus on things that you can actually control. If you can't control much at the moment, I'm sure there's at least 1 to 2 things that you can implement. Or you need to look at your habits, audit them, take them away, and actually see, right, I need to start doing this, I need to implement that, I need to remove seeing these people because they're not helping me on my journey. The main thing is just focus on the long game. It does not happen overnight. The guy I am today, I was not a few years back, so it all comes from experience. I just want to leave you with this: the male advantage isn't a theory, it's a choice that you need to implement as soon as possible, because when you build that up over time, you will bring so much success in all areas of your life: physique, relationships, business, career, whatever you're doing. That male advantage is what's going to separate you. And like I said, when you get older and older, that gap is just going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to be the guy leading, which is what you want, and you won't have any competition around you. Cheers, boys. Hopefully you like that video, because you'll see you in the next one in a bit, people.